This is former TNA World Champion Raven, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Quote the Raven, nevermore. And don't cross the line. Or do cross the line. I'm not really sure if you're supposed to, you're not supposed to. I don't know. Whatever. You get it.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the Line.
Okay, we're back with episode 153 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. And last week, we basically got the majority of the Against All Odds card announced for us. We are going to be looking forward to a Kevin Nash, Jeff Jarrett main event for the NWA World title. We even got a press conference like it was WWF 1992 in a little small room. And all that was missing was Sid Justice standing up and saying that this was bogus, thinking that he should have got the world title match against Jeff Jarrett. But he's not even in the company. So I guess that wouldn't even make sense, but that's okay. Sometimes a lot of the booking here in TNA doesn't make sense. You got people losing on pay-per-view, and then the next day they're like, hey, you're number one contender. No reason, no rhyme, doesn't even matter.
Twice, two people, technically. Cash,
right,
and,
Cash losing,
and Kevin Nash, yeah.
And Nash being the first one eliminated. Although I guess he was thrown over the top ropes. I guess maybe there's wiggle room there.
We got to protect him.
Maybe don't have him in the match if you got to protect him. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But also, so on the last Impact, our last episode, Christopher Daniels lasted 10 minutes. He didn't win, but he lasted 10 minutes, which means he won.
Right.
And he will be getting a title match against AJ Styles at Against All Odds, but it's going to be in a 1 30-minute Iron Man match. Now you're wondering, why did I say 1 30-minute Iron Man match? Well, that's what Dusty Rhodes said. It's not 2 30-minute Iron matches. It's 1. So it's just a 30-minute Iron Man match. The most falls in 30 minutes. You'll be the champion. I'm assuming submissions would also be in there as well, but he didn't say that. He just said falls.
Right.
So there's that. Also, tables, ladders, chairs, Hardy, Abyss. That'll probably be wild fun. But we still have 3 weeks to go. We have this edition of Impact and then 2 more. So who knows what could change, what could change or what could be added, whatever, to Against All Odds. Because let's face it, folks, the card is in fact subject to change.
That's right. It always is.
It really is. So Dallas, last week we had a whole bunch of news. We had alleged overdose attempts from a father about his son, Bill Watts, saying about Eric Watts, and a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah, we heard about contracts. We heard about people potentially coming in. I mean, there's just like, it just doesn't stop here in
Sean
2005.
Waltman having, he's mentally stable and he's just waiting for the perfect time to come in.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy. We're at quite an interesting time here in TNA where we're really starting to get more people in. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think we're going to probably have some people leave soon just because I just don't know how much longer we're going to see some of these guys. But
Pat Kenny's gone.
Yeah.
He was promised a huge push with the Irish Saint.
Swingers off TV, but he's still signed and all sorts of stuff. Yep. It's pretty crazy, man. Well, this week we do not nearly have as much to talk about note-wise, which, that's kind of how it works out, which, sometimes it's nice. It's nice for the recording. Nope, not to brag to anyone, but we do record 2 episodes at a time. Spoiler. So, so let's just get right into it, man. I think we kind of covered a bunch of stuff. I have a quick note about last week, and then I got some new stuff to talk about, and we'll save some of that for during the show as well. So Dave has a note here about the taping in Orlando. That the taping for last week and this week took place on January 18th, just for the record. The crowd was way down, as has been the case on the Tuesdays after the pay-per-view. They did one of those mock, as he says, Bob, WCW-style press conferences to announce Jarrett versus Nash.
I could see that, but it gave me WWF 92 so hard.
No,
WrestleMania 8 press conference, I was like, this is what this is about.
I got what you meant for sure. This was, of course, to announce that Jarrett versus Nash match that Bob mentioned. They had words with DDP. Or they had words and DDP was there trying to stir things up, saying if Jarrett was the king of the mountain, does that make Nash the queen? It's pretty funny stuff. I also like at those press conferences, like DDP just happens to be at the press conference.
Right.
I
know, like, he's not a reporter, but he's just there.
He's just there. And then they pretend he's not, and then they go, 3-time heavyweight champion, Diamond Dallas Page. Okay. Christopher Daniels beat Buck Quartermain in a quick splash, and that's what he says, in a quick splash. I think he might mean squash.
He definitely meant squash. Yeah.
Quick splash. And challenged Styles for the title shot, which, of course, we already talked about how that happened. This led to Rhodes announcing that they could wrestle in the main event, where Styles vowed he'd beat Daniels in 10 minutes or less. Hardy, of course, wrestled Lex Levette, so he notes, when Hardy wrestled jobber Lex Levette, who is local, the fans did a Let's Go Hardy, Let's Go Levette dueling chant. After Hardy won, Abyss came out, laid out both men, press slammed Hardy over the top rope, sent him through a table. It's pretty crazy. It was to, of course, hype up their TLC match coming up. The Naturals versus Michael Shane and Frankie Kazarian saw Kid Kash and Dallas, who's, of course, been given the new ring name of Lance Hoyt, beat up both teams until AMW made the save that ended in a disqualification. Raven pinned Cassidy Riley and then snapped his fingers. He broke a couple fingers. Raven went to beat him with a chair when Dustin Rhodes ran out for the save. The Real Life Crew did a promo in the back where they warned Shane and Kazarian that Jeff Hammond is a great athlete. He says, boy, somebody sure doesn't have a read on characters. And then he goes on to say, this is his note, okay? Their urban thug characters shouldn't be buddy-buddy with rich NASCAR announcers. The Dave Meltzer quote for him.
Urban thugs?
Urban thug characters. Anyway, that's to hype up Jeff Hammond teaming with BG James to take on Kazarian and Shane, which I don't know if anyone really wants, but that's fine.
Have you gotten a thug vibe from Three Life Crew?
I don't really get that vibe, I feel like. I mean, Conan's character, because that's kind of what he is, but, like, that's it. They just seem like fun to me. I don't know. After the trailer park vignettes and stuff like that, it's hard for me to be like, yo, they're thugs.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Like, that's why I don't feel that way.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, of course, as Bob already mentioned, Styles drew Daniels over 10 minutes, which meant Daniels was awarded the win in stipulation against Styles. The title match against Styles. Rhodes came out, announced the 30-minute Iron Man match. Blah, 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 blah. Good stuff. Pretty good impact. Flew by. It felt like we watched that show for 20 minutes, but it was 44 and some change. It was pretty crazy. But on to some new notes here. And then, like I said, I'll have some that we'll talk about during the show as well. So TNA Impact in its premiere showing on Fridays, having been moved to 4 p.m., did a .19 on the January 7th and a .27 on January 14th. That's ever so slightly above what the show has been doing at 3 p.m. The reports that we got that the Friday 2 a.m. numbers were huge don't appear to be the case. The numbers are low enough that they aren't being reported. However, the Saturday night midnight slot, which I expect would be the strongest slot, did a .20 on January 8th, but that was already up to a .33 on January 15th, which would be right at the highest rated TNA show has done up until this point. That's the show that will be interesting to track. So we'll have to keep an eye on these midnight and 2 a.m. numbers.
Well, it's midnight at what? I guess Saturday morning then?
Yeah, Saturday night at midnight. So technically it goes into Sunday. So Saturday. That's Saturday night to me. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird to say. It's weird. Yeah.
Saturday at midnight would make me feel like as if Friday night leading into Saturday at midnight.
Unless it is.
I don't know. Either way, I think that
regardless,
for a wrestling show, you're better off probably being that late at night than at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
If I knew about TNA and it was like, yo, Saturday, whether it's Friday or actually Saturday, that midnight, I would probably check it. I'm up at that time anyway, especially an hour show.
Right. And I mean, just for comparison, I routinely, and it was on a Saturday, I understand that, but I routinely watched Velocity at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock. I think it was 11.
Yeah, because it was Saturday though. You're up that,
Right.
It makes sense.
But even Friday going into Saturday, because you don't work, you
Exactly.
School or, you know what I mean?
Right. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Hector Garza, I have a feeling that we're probably counting down on the notes about Hector Garza. Well, he was officially deported by the U.S. Bureau of Immigrations and Custom Enforcement on January 21st after his guilty plea in his steroid possession case. There is no timetable for when he would be able to return to the U.S., but for the foreseeable future, his U.S. wrestling career is over, just as he was getting his first major break. Garza was scheduled to pin Scott Hall clean at the last pay-per-view before he got into trouble. Dusty Rhodes wants a Mexican superstar on his show, and evidently has decided that Conan does not qualify.
I agree with that. So I kind of disagree with his statement of his first major break. Okay, because Hector Garza was in WCW, wherein it was watched by millions and millions and millions of people.
That's a that's a good point.
Impact
maybe he's trying to be like push wise, like
push wise. I could but exposure wise, I would take the exposure in front of millions of people over a push in front of like.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Now, I don't know. I guess I'm just curious what's gonna happen here, but I guess not much because. But if Conan, are we gonna see another Mexican star come in? I don't know. We'll see. I guess what's gonna happen there. I'm pretty curious.
I would imagine someone else will come in.
Pretty interesting stuff.
I mean, Conan just isn't. He doesn't have the work rate to be that.
All right.
Although you did note like his a character.
Dude, okay. Well, that's it's actually in this note, and it says Conan, for his part, was wearing a bandana that read Puerto Rico on it, so he looks to be repackaging himself. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Might be angling. Well, he might be trying to angle like that spot.
Yeah, but I don't know. This is just, I think it's a silly line, personally. It's also noted here, not about Garza, but actually more about the rating thing. And I wish this was up higher, but because of the strong rating for the new weekend airings of Impact, FSN has offered up two occasional 2-hour specials that would air on Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight. Although this is just what has been offered and nothing finalized at this point. So potentially doing some specials late at night.
So like a Clash of Champions. I feel like I would do that.
Why not?
I mean, a Saturday at 10 o'clock. I think that's pretty solid. That's not bad. I think I would do that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see what happens, man. With all the replays, the second pay-per-view, this is talking about all the pay-per-views, right, ended up doing almost identical numbers, probably in the $35,000 buy range to the first. So turning point compared to a Victory Road. And he believes that in the end, it's slightly beating the first show. So this is creating more reports of numbers coming in that Turning Point has either tied or potentially beat Victory Road. And it was reported at first that it was going to be lower. So this is a pretty big thing. I do have more updates about the Against All Odds card. I'm wondering, do you think we should hold off until we watch the show and kind of do what we did last week and save it for the end?
No, I think that if it's... See, I don't know when he publishes his stuff.
Well, remember this, they're tapings.
So it could be just reported back to him.
Right.
I say that if it's rumored in the dirt sheets, that people would know.
He does say this isn't 100%.
I think that's the speculation.
Okay, then let's hear it. So, a correction about the Against All Odds show. So this is the correction of what I said at the end of our last episode. So he says that it is 100% that Chris Harris and James Storm will face Kid Kash and Lance Hoyt. Although it is probable. Probable. There we go. I was getting there. DDP versus Scott Hall will be a tag match with Paige and Monty versus Hall and a partner not yet confirmed.
Waltman.
Well, so there is a possibility if Waltman is ready to come back, he could have that spot, which is why nothing is committed. There's also consideration of adding P.D. Williams versus Elix Skipper and perhaps another X Division match to the show.
Okay.
Yeah. So
if
we'll see.
Elix were to be... Okay, if that were to happen, and again, it's just speculation, which is fun. I feel like Elix would probably beat Petey, and and what I'm about to say is not a slight at Elix, but that is a fall for PD, who was just X Division champion, and he's losing to Elix, who is just now transitioning to a singles role here in TNA after the run with Triple X. But it's a huge push for Elix, if that makes any sense. That's big momentum for him, and PD's like, oh wow, he's falling down a little bit.
Right.
That would be interesting. That would be an intriguing match.
I think so too. I'm just doing one quick check. Okay, I'm going to read this one, and then I got one like longer note that I think is kind of fun. That will be our last note before we get into the show. With Johnny Fairplay's contract coming due, even though Rhodes promised him that he'd try to bring him back on the next taping, apparently Fairplay has made inquiries into WWE. He told them that he'd like to come in as SmackDown GM, doing an angle to replace Teddy Long. They told him that they already had their plans in place regarding what they want to do with Teddy Long. Then he suggested coming in to manage Mike Mizanin. You know, having a reality show stars unit. With Mizanin turning down the WWE offer. So this is it then. Well, he is told that he would run the idea by Stephanie and see what she thought about it. And Dave adds, that's Carney for have a nice life.
Well, hang on a minute. They're saying that Mizanin turned down a WWE offer?
It says with Mizanin turning down the WWE offer, well, he was told that they would run the idea by Stephanie. So it looks like at this time he might have. If I'm reading that correctly.
That's what it sounds like. Johnny coming in as a SmackDown GM would make absolutely zero sense to me to replace Teddy Long. Could you imagine watching SmackDown and like Vince McMahon comes out like, Teddy, you're not doing a great job. But I know who would do a great job. Johnny Fairplay. And then people would be like, who the fuck? Johnny Fairplay from Survivor. And he just comes out with his fucking thing. The whole little, the tooth, hey, me, Johnny Fairplay, baby, yeah. No, I don't see that. Now, him managing Mizanin. Okay.
I think that's kind of a funny idea.
I think that's very interesting. And you could, if Mizanin had accepted an offer, if he didn't, you could trial run that in OVW or in Deep South Wrestling and see how that could go.
Yeah.
I think in WWE, Fairplay would get, and he did in TNA, get some, I think, enormous heat to where eventually the babyface gets revenge and people would be like, fucking hell yeah, we've been waiting for 3 months for this guy to get his ass kicked.
Right.
By like John Cena, I've been waiting for this guy to get FU'd for months and he finally got it.
Yeah.
I'm more behind that than coming in as like a SmackDown GM replacement. That makes no sense.
No, I agree with that. My final two-parter kind of note here is actually it's kind of just I thought it was really interesting. So several of the top stars of the promotion, as well as Sting and Billy Gunn, worked a South Korean tour this past weekend. So this may end up coming up in our some of our indie notes too. But the biggest news was out of the ring as Scott Hall was so gone that he wasn't even allowed to wrestle. Hall went on the flight, but by the time it was over, the promotion sent him back to his hotel. Hall allegedly hit the CEO of Woody Entertainment, which is promoting the show. He claimed they would not only not use Hall, but wouldn't be paying him. Jeff Hardy was also advertised, but he didn't appear either. Hardy had turned down the door when it was offered to him from day one, but they advertised him anyway. Go ahead.
That happens a lot.
Yes,
even now in independent, they'll promote people on Twitter, and then the wrestlers will literally quote tweet it and be like, "I did not accept this.
I'm not doing this show.
I'm not going to be there, so I don't know why they're promoting." That's still happening.
Yeah. Dustin Rhodes was also advertised and had agreed to go on tour, but then pulled out the tour citing a personal issue just before they were going to leave. So the January 22nd show in Jamshil Indoor Stadium in Seoul, South Korea, drew 4,000, but it was heavily papered. One report said that it had about 2,500 paid. And there's some pretty interesting stuff on this, but like Terry Taylor was like wrestling in bag. I don't know. There's a whole lot of stuff. So Billy Gunn did a promo where he called out Sting, who then didn't come out. Gail Kim was on the show, who was a big favorite on the tour, who did some Korean media while she was there and ended up getting food poisoning the night before, but still worked. She got over big by speaking Korean. She teamed with Lollipop, who's the former TNA cage dancer, who was terrible, Dave says. And
Wow.
and they fought and defeated Nydia and Malia Hisoka. DDP pinned Raven in a match that was advertised as a TLC match, although they didn't use tables or ladders. They brawled all over the building, and fans were into the match, though. Next up was...
How do you build it as a TLC match and then only use one of the weapons?
I know.
That's amazing.
Does this not sound like a big-time wrestling show to you?
1,000,000%.
Yeah. Billy Gunn calling out Sting's the first giveaway to me, but... Yeah. Next up was Terry Taylor and... I forgot this here. Ricky Nelson. Billed as the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champs, defending against Dusty Rhodes and Buff Bagwell.
This is the Seoul Korea show?
Yeah, dude.
Seoul Korea? What? Dusty and Buff?
Yeah, well, Dusty was pushed to the crowd like he was a big star, but nobody knew who he was. And then you've got a guy of his age and his condition, and people don't know him. Well, you know, not much of a match.
Now this is interesting. Okay. Mystery. So if there's that tag match, mystery partner, Buff could be a partner for Scott Hall and not Waltman.
Oh, shit.
And if he's teaming with Dusty, the Booker, connection.
You might be onto something there. Jeff Jarrett also was on the show, and he pinned AJ Styles in the best match of the show, which should not be a surprise after what I just told you. Fans were... What?
And of course, Jarrett beat him.
Oh, right. Fans were into this match as TNA has had TV in South Korea for a year, and fans were really into Styles. And I think this is a really important note because this is why TNA, I think, has kind of stuck around so long because of their international markets.
Absolutely. But now, is their TV an example of their TV in other overseas markets where it's 2.5 years behind?
No, that I don't know. That I don't know.
Are they watching something from,
Yeah, but even if they're seeing guys that they're watching, though.
Sure.
Jarrett's probably the champion in what they're watching, even if it is old.
That's true.
It works. That's true. Of course, he had to lose since it was an NWA title match, so they advertised it as a title match. Styles came out wearing his X Division title, and then, of course, the main event saw Sting pinning Billy Gunn with a Scorpion Death Drop in 6 minutes of a bad match. Pretty crazy show, I gotta say.
Dude, that is without question a big-time wrestling show. Hard. No fucking doubt about it. And would I have gone to it? You bet your fucking ass.
Yeah, I would have.
I would have been fucking on the floor.
You want to see the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Championships on the line? You can see it. Because Buff pinned Taylor to win them. Yeah, he did.
They won the tag belts?
Yeah, they did. I forgot to mention that. I didn't have it highlighted. Dude, it's crazy. And my note that kind of bounces off of this to end us here is that Sting has been negative when it comes to returning to TNA.
Of course.
Dave says, I believe they tried to get him for the first 2 Sunday pay-per-view shows. The feeling is that Sting has pretty much said this. He did some shows early on because he felt he owed it to Jerry Jarrett for booking him and Jim Hellwig to start their careers when no other promotions would even return their inquiries. He's done enough matches for Jarrett that he considers it, in his own mind, that he's paid back that debt. So Sting just isn't feeling it. Well, but he will wrestle Billy Gunn in 6 minutes in Seoul, South Korea, which I think is awesome.
I think another potential reason here is when he was coming in on those Asylum shows, he was like the top star.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different now because we have Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Randy Savage had came in, DDP. So there's more recognizable names. I'm sure there's more politics that are going to be involved in this. And maybe that's just something he doesn't want to be dealing with. He dealt with that in WCW a whole lot. Got knocked down on the totem pole a little bit. Maybe he just doesn't see the value in doing that.
Right. No, I think that's fair.
And I'm sure he doesn't need the fucking money. I mean, that guy was making
no
$800,000 a year for WCW. I'm sure he's okay.
Right. Okay.
Who knows how much he got paid for that Billy Gunn match? I don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine.
6 minutes.
I lied. I'm going to give you one more note just because I just don't feel like trying to fit this in a 3-second promo that happens on the show. It's not really that exciting. So this is regarding the past 2 Strong pay-per-view shows, both under Dusty's watch. There are 2 ways of looking at it, Dave says. The first is that the reason the shows have been good have been a combination of a lot of younger wrestlers going above and beyond and a very receptive hot crowd. However, Rhodes, before both shows, has done this football coach pep talk, basically scaring the guys that there are 100 guys out there that would be glad to replace anyone who isn't producing. Jeff Jarrett didn't want to give that kind of speech thinking it would be negative and the guys would get down, but instead the opposite has happened.
Opposite, so they're motivated.
Yeah, apparently these are very much motivating the people on the shows.
Well, I could see how it could motivate, but then also demoralize you because you're basically saying that you're nothing. That all these other people could do what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I mean I can see that.
I agree, man. And I agree. It's time to watch the January 28th episode of Impact.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The show runtime here is approximately 44 minutes and 23 seconds. Now, I always say approximately because it depends on the version you're watching. If it was on TV, I'm sure it's different than Impact, whatever. But we're watching the TV version, not the Impact Plus version.
Right.
I'm going to count down from 3 when I say play. That is when we're going to check this show out. We're 3 weeks out from Against All Odds, and let's see what we're going to be dealing with heading into the pay-per-view. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is TNA. Some highlights of that press conference. It's kicking us off here. I like that it's probably like you got Don West in the right corner, and then it's probably like the guys that use as security sitting in the other seats.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just filler people. Yeah.
I just think it's so funny.
I mean, they have filler people at the table with the one guy's nameplate saying TNA official.
I thought he looked familiar too, and here it is, just TNA official.
It just says TNA official. That's great.
You're better off not putting a name card, I feel like.
Well, yeah, why bother? It's not even his name.
Or make a name up, and then we could be like, why is Joe Smith sitting here? Like, who the heck is this guy?
I kind of feel like as if it's a Spanish announce guy.
Okay, so that's what I was sort of thinking,
but I don't know his name.
You guys are supposed to be the Kings of Wrestling. What does that make Kev? The Queen?
If the shoe fits, wear it.
What do you say? This
size 15 up your ass.
Size 15 up your ass.
I love how Jeff Jarrett's trying to act all tough, and he doesn't even get like halfway up his chest on the stare down.
And he said something.
He doesn't have lifts in his shoes.
He said something along the lines of like, all press conferences got to end like this, huh? Or something like that. We're going into our intro
it's
here.
like when you're in the ring and there's a contract signing, you know that table's getting broken.
Or flipped or something.
Or flipped. It's not staying upright. It's just
no. We have the same
a more popular one recently is that they'll just push it into someone's like gut.
Yeah.
They'll fall down.
We are live in the Impact Zone. Still got 400 people in attendance. Assuming they stayed through the first taping. So Val, dude.
They didn't really highlight the Against All Odds poster there. They just kind of moved right back.
No, they're doing a crowd shot.
Yeah, but SoCal Val was trying to like model it, and they're just like,
I think they should have too, but
I would have. Oh, Dallas has got a phone call, so I got to carry the show now. That's great. Didn't even bother to warn me. At least I warn people when I'm got to go empty my bladder or something because I'm old. TNA. Oh, there's Billy Firehawk again in the crowd. Here comes Kid Kash and Lance Hoyt. That's right. Don't call him Dallas anymore. That means there's only one Dallas on this show, and it's my co-host, Dallas Gridley. So no more Gals. Yep. Lance Hoyt's officially, he's got the nameplate and everything. Kid Kash not wearing a jacket, but Lance is. Cash, he had an oversized jacket anyway. He's also wearing a beanie in Orlando. I don't know if that's smart. They are taking on Chris Sabin. I don't know who's that. Only Chris Sabin so far. I wonder who he could meet. Probably like Sanjay or something. Oh, wow. He just goes right into the ring. I thought maybe he'd wait. Sabin's showing that he has no fear. Oh, his partner is going to be Jeff Hardy. Oh, all right. That's an interesting tag team. Jeff Hardy teaming up with Chris Sabin to take on Kid Kash Lance Hoyt. Now remember, Lance Hoyt and Kid Kash are in fact getting a title match against AMW at Against All Odds. So it'd be very weird for them to lose this match, but I mean, I guess it's happened before. The crowd not really going nuts here for Jeff Hardy. He's like trying really hard in the corners there to get a positive crowd reaction, and they're just kind of lukewarm about it. He's selling his back, it looks like. I think he might be selling an injury here from Abyss. Yep, he's selling his back. Sabin coming off the ropes, drop kick to Cash. Hardy coming in to fight off Lance Hoyt with some right hands. I do have some indie notes here for, I believe both these, actually two people here. So Kid Kash teamed up with Joey Matthews on January 21st for USA Championship Wrestling in Nashville. It was a tag match, but it was for the heavyweight championship, which Cassidy Riley holds, as Sabin just dived onto Kid Kash. Cassidy Riley, the champion, teamed up with Corey Williams to wrestle Joey Matthews and Kid Kash to a no contest. So it's probably similar to the, I believe it was Bash at the Beach 99, where whoever got the pin would become the champion. Fallaway slam there by Lance Hoyt to Chris Sabin. And speaking of Chris Sabin, he has a couple of things here too. On January 19th, Sabin lost to Petey Williams for BWCW in Gaylord, Michigan. I wonder if they just put a B in front of WCW to try to capitalize on that copyright. And then on January 21st, Chris Sabin defeated Alex Shelley to win the BCW Can-Am Television Championship in a match where Mick Foley was the special referee. And it looks like Dallas is back from his phone call. Hello, Dallas.
I'm back. Yeah, so that dive by Sabin was awesome. And why does Jeff Hardy look like he's hurting? I guess the table spot, right?
Right. So I think he's selling the back from the Abyss attack.
When he came out, though, he even would look like he was just like, I don't know, not. That didn't look like he looked like he was just miserable.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, I don't know if you were hearing me as
parts of it, yeah.
So when he came out, it was a very lukewarm reaction. Like the crowd was not. You could like visibly see they were just like, oh, okay, Jeff Hardy. And I'm wondering if because he's not as energetic. So if he's selling the back, and you could see when he went to the top rope to do his pose that he was selling, it took him a minute to come down. I wonder if that. Oh, a nice little muscle buster of there by Cash on Sabin for a 2 count. I wonder if maybe the crowd picked up on that vibe and were just like, what the hell's up with Jeff Hardy? I don't know. That could have impacted it. This is like I said, though, this is an interesting match here. Cash and Hoyt, #1 contenders against Sabin and Hardy. I mean, if I'm watching this, I'm thinking Sabin and Hardy are probably going to win.
Yeah, this is a weird one. Unless like Abyss is about to come out and screw the whole match up.
That's right. That's something I could see happening.
Or Sabin takes the fall.
Right. Swinging backbreaker by Sabin to Cash. But I feel like, didn't we see recently an Impact where a team had a title match on pay-per-view and then they lost?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that shocking. But
no, it wouldn't.
If they were to win, nice clothesline there by Cash as Sabin tried to do a somersault and Cash just clotheslined him from the middle row. I feel like that if Cash and Hoyt were to win this, it'd really give them a lot of credibility as a tag team. Even though Sabin and Hardy are not a tag team by any stretch of the imagination.
Here comes Hardy. See?
Oh, now here's a biz.
Right into the Spanish announce table.
Does the Spanish announce table ever get broken, you think? Either? Or is that also made of
No, it's
steel?
also made of steel. Okay, so they just like brawled to the crowd and they're gone. No DQ, nothing.
But didn't Hardy get the tag?
Yes, he did, technically.
So he's the legal man. Oh. Nice.
Sabin dealing with Kash as Hoyt is holding the referee in the corner.
There's no referee. Sabin had the victory all lined up, but Hoyt's smart. Big boots. Who's this guy? Test?
He's like, hey, sorry, man.
And here we go.
Oh. Money maker.
And he pins him. And I would. Okay, so now Sabin's not the legal man, but I would still consider that a clean victory.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Even though his partner left him, but they didn't really cheat necessarily. No weapons were used. Referee distraction. That's hardly cheating.
They want AMW, baby. Yeah,
that's a good win for Hoyt. No, Cash. That's a good win.
Stage 21. We're back from commercial break.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh,
there it is.
There you go. It's called Full Metal Mayhem. Tables, ladders, chairs, anything metal. It's legal.
Okay, so
eventually they add stairs to that list.
They
Tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs.
No way. Do they really?
Yeah.
Do you know roughly when?
No, I don't know when it starts.
That's hilarious. Stairs? That's awesome.
DDP confronting Scott Hall and Kevin Nash backstage.
Stairs.
Oh, all of a sudden they're saying the deal at Final Resolution was you don't touch me, I don't touch you, and then DDP dumped him out. You had an assignment, you blew it. DDP says, no one gives me assignments. They just keep saying, you blew it. You blew it. I'm a man who stands on his own 2 feet.
He has always stand on his own. He never joined the NWO.
You're about to get clipped. Tell your story walking. Classic.
That's interesting.
What do we got here next? Chris Candido.
Chris Candido. He's been very entertaining. And I got a couple of indie notes here for Chris Candido. Back on January 8th, he defeated Delirious to retain the NWA Midwest Heavyweight Championship. And then the next week, on January 15th, he defeated Danny Daniels by disqualification to retain the NWA Midwest Heavyweight Championship. And that second one was for IWA Mid-South. And the first one was a joint show between NWA No Limits and IWA. And that would appear to be the only indie notes already. I mentioned the Sabin one earlier, but that and Cash earlier too. But that appears to be the only indie notes this time around. I'm going to double check because I feel like I might be lying, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, Chris Candido is fighting Sonny Siaki here. I'm so unused to hearing his theme song that I almost was wondering whose it was at first. I was like, why do I know this song?
It's amazing how quickly, or not quickly, Siaki was such a promising heel in 2003 and 2004. And now it's just like, he's just fodder. There's nothing really going on.
It's kind of a bummer.
It is. A heel kick here by Siaki. And I mean, Siaki could win this. He misses a spear in the corner. He hits the post. But I think if Candido wins this match, I think there are probably significant plans for him.
Because Candido has only won a dark match in TNA so far. He has not won any televised matches yet.
Right.
Also, pointing out, Christopher Daniels is on commentary during this match. They're talking about his match with Styles coming up. against all odds. Couple chops in the corner.
Several chops there by Siaki. Candido bagging off in the corner. Candido looks to be getting in better shape with each appearance as well. He's like, oh no, Siaki got back in the ring. He thought he threw him out to the floor. Big back trap by Siaki. Siaki's still looking pretty shredded.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I rake. I poke.
Ridiculous sell by Candido, and then a poke in the eyes to Siaki.
Kick to the midsection. Going for a vertical suplex. Got him up after a little bit of a struggle. Delayed vertical.
Wow. Okay, still delaying.
And
Boom.
oh boy, he's like, oh, am I good or what? The charisma that Candido has is just, I think, fantastic. Candido
He's going up high here. He's probably going for a leg drop, I would have to guess.
Headbutt. He's more of a guy even.
Well, he did the leg drop before. But he did. He went for the headbutt, but he missed it. I forgot he does the headbutt. Back elbow by Siaki.
Clothesline.
So you said headbutt, and I thought he was just going to hit it and win, and here we are.
Somersault neckbreaker there by Siaki. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Cheap win.
Feet on the rope. That experience. Siaki is not happy about that. They're going to fight it against all odds in a full Metal Mayhem match. Tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs.
Oh, my.
Okay, we're backstage. We're at Dusty's office in the truck. Tracy got his phone. Oh, who are they going to bring? Okay, they're both pushing into each other. It's Mr. Rhodes to you. Trinity says you like big guys. I got the two biggest, baddest wrestlers. You're going to be so impressed. Tracy says she has 8 feet, guys. So this is next week, apparently.
Are they going to be appearing?
So it sounds like. Oh, Dusty sent Tracy away, and then Trinity kissed him on the cheek and left too. How cute. He's like, oh, baby. Here's some Team Canada here.
Canada. Who is it? Johnny
Devine.
With Scott D'Amore.
No, he's not coming out right now, but I have a note on Eric Young. Okay. Apparently, Eric Young has been working for months with a broken foot, which has just started to heal up, which is why he was such noticeably on another level at the last pay-per-view. Once again, talking up one of the best U.S. pay-per-view matches. 4.5 stars.
No.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Monty Brown. Now, Dave had mentioned that there might have been some kind of mashup here with Team Canada and Monty Brown, right? So this could maybe lead to something?
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I bet you either Eric Young or Bobby Roode would be the...
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Involved here. Yeah, now they're making note that Monty Brown was so close to winning the title. In fact, he was so close to winning the title twice.
Oh, Divine going right after Brown. Okay.
Jack Rovers, I think it's a hockey fight. I just said that. Throws Divine away, but Divine is insisting on beating up Monty Brown. Eye rake in the corner. Sends him into the corner. That's probably not going to be good. Dumps him to the apron, does Monty Brown, but Divine drops him throat first from the apron. Divine to the top rope, and missile dropkick. And a kip up. Can you do a kip up, Dallas? I can't.
I don't know if I can on like a solid, sir. I could do it on a trampoline.
Anybody can do it on a trampoline.
Yeah, but I need the little extra. I think I might be able to. I haven't tried in a while, so I know what I'm doing today.
Not kip up attempts.
I'm just lay on the tile in the kitchen and just start doing kip ups.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Clothesline by Monty Brown after sending Divine into the corner. Divine has lasted over a minute, which is impressive considering a lot of people don't last a minute.
Right. Going for that fall away slam. Oh no, the Alpha Bomb.
Alpha Bomb.
We're zooming out. Who's that?
Edie Williams.
And the rest of Team Canada.
On the top rope, he leaps off looking for a crossbody, but he just got caught, and then he's going to get press slammed. But Brood caught him. Eric Young gets involved. Pounced him over the top rope. Oh,
holy shit.
He's got a broken foot. Does he have a boot on?
I didn't notice.
Oh, he might. He may have a boot on his foot there.
And by the bar at the bottom that's blank. Oh, it's gone now.
Oh, it's the corner. And there's a pound. Oh, my God. That was pissed.
Wait, are we going to see Monty Brown? That's a 3. Are we going to see him versus all of Team Canada in a handicap match?
Do you think they would job out Team Canada like that to him? All of them?
Maybe.
Tom West wants to see him pounce that low. Who's this? Scott Hall? Oh boy, he's gonna have like a Bobby Roode and Scott Hall maybe against DDP and Brown.
Oh,
Scissors. He decked him from behind there.
How weird.
That is a weird association.
Why is Scott Hall working with Team Canada?
I don't know. That is definitely weird.
Kevin Nash is out here. Is this about to be fucking chaos in a second?
Nash is like, what is that? So Nash is not on board with this, it looks like. His Hall is beating up Monty Brown. Are we gonna get a swerve, bro, where Scott Hall like turns on Nash to cost him against Jarrett or something? If they're not agreeing on like what we're doing.
Dude, here's DDP. They need to win the tag titles first.
From AMW, yeah. So much for that whole, feud.
Honestly, we're lucky they're both even still here.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Kevin Nash reluctantly shakes Team Canada's hand, even though Scott Hall's all for it. Okay. Oh. Monty Brown and DDP shake hands, and Mike Tenay says we'll be talking to Jeff Jarrett when we get back. Oh, look at South Korea footage that we just talked about.
Wow.
Oh, this is cool. Olympic Park, Seoul, South Korea. Although if they show parts of the match, this is going to look like trash for their, X Division champion.
Right.
So far, it's just Jarrett highlights. Oh, there's Styles on the ground, though. But see, they're trying not to show who he was fighting. Yep. Okay. They tried very hard to not show Styles there.
That's interesting, but I get it. Oh, that was it. Okay.
Very, yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Well, as he's introducing Jeff Jarrett, apparently several TNA people, including Jarrett, AJ Styles, Abyss, Don West, Jeremy Borash, were all scheduled to tape an episode of WB's Blue Collar TV on January 25th in Atlanta. The producers were in particular looking for Ernest Miller for a part of the show. They felt that he was the right person for. As long as it wasn't a part as a TV announcer for wrestling, I guess they'd be okay. That's what Dave Meltzer said.
For Ernest Miller?
Yeah, they wanted Ernest Miller, but they got a bunch of TNA guys.
That's weird. I remember watching Blue Collar TV. That was a decent little comedy show.
My world.
My world. My world.
We are 23 minutes, 35 seconds into the show, if you're following along.
You know, for a guy that hates Jeff Jarrett, Mike Tenay sure does interview him a lot.
Yeah, he does. Dude, the freaking pyro guitar, oh my god.
It's just, I don't understand that. You know, I would think that if Tenay hated him so much, he'd just be like, hey, Don, you want to take this one?
Yeah, you want to do this?
You want to do this? Like, we have not gone along for the better part of 3 years.
What's the strings that is on Jeff Jarrett's shoulder? Why does he just have, like, strings?
I don't know. Maybe he stole the shirt from a local retail store, and that's like the security thing.
Could be.
So if he yanks it off, there'll just be like an ink stain on his shirt.
Literally and figuratively, the biggest challenge of your career. Have Jarrett and Nash fought before?
Yes, they have, Dallas. That's
Lots
why
of
I
times.
several. I mean, the Great American Bash 2000.
Okay, I watched that and I don't remember it.
Yeah, that's definitely happened.
Wow. I assume they did. I just like can't picture it in my head. Like I can't picture them standing in the ring with each other.
Diesel and Jarrett in WWF has happened on Raw.
I don't remember that.
What the fuck? You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, no, they've wrestled several times. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's funny you said that because Tenay is acting as if they, in fact, have never wrestled, and it's his biggest challenge of his career.
Yeah, I mean, I just assume they did, but like I said, I literally just can't picture it in my head.
Yeah, Great American Bash 2000 was, I believe, their only WCW singles match on pay-per-view. There might have been another Nitro.
Look at the guy who's shirtless in the crowd.
What is up with that? Yeah, what is that?
It's hot in Orlando, man.
You're in an air-conditioned soundstage. Isn't there
That's
like
bizarre.
a dress code? That's weird.
Bizarre.
That is very weird.
Crowd is not into Jarrett right now. They're booing him. They're bored. Kevin Nash came to TNA to take orders from you. He grabs TNA. I expect you to stand there and shut up and listen. So he doesn't want TNA to do anything else.
Listen here, slap nut.
I think they're saying Jarrett sucks.
Yeah, I think so.
But the crowd's like, it doesn't sound like good boos. It's like more get out of here boos.
Yeah, it's more like a
Yeah. What?
World. The most important heavyweight title.
Here's the boring chance. Look.
It's true.
Don West. Wow, this crowd's getting on the world champ. Yeah, they are.
That's right. You're living in Planet Jarrett. Shut it. Yeah.
Look at the sign, Jarrett Helmsley, and then I
It was a long sign. Yeah, I know.
They'll hold it up again.
The downfall of his career. What did he say?
It only meant more money to you. You know what it means to me. It's my life. Is Jarrett the babyface all of a sudden in this feud? Are we supposed to hate Nash because he wants more money?
You know, a traditional wrestling fan, yeah, you're right. If he's only looking for the money, it's similar like Hogan in the NWO. Like, it was all about money and control, which is what Nash was kind of saying. And then Jarrett's like the fear, he's trying to be like a fiery babyface. Like, I love this.
I love this sport. It's in my blood.
Passion.
It's in my blood.
It's my.
How many operations have you had on those bad knees? 20?
Combined. How's your quad? Can't even walk without blowing out a quad.
Wait.
They're fucking telling him to leave. That's amazing.
Hat, coat, leave. Holy crap. Hey, there's your guy right there, dude. The, was it cyberspace guy?
Yeah, Billy Firehawk, yeah.
He's right behind Jarrett right now.
Yeah. He's right next. He's with the tall guy.
And the old lady in the pink.
Yeah. That's the ticket lady from the asylum.
Yeah, right. Sarah Lee making the trek.
I love that this crowd is shitting on Jarrett.
Dude, the crowd's never... I don't know if they've really ever shit on him this bad.
No, never. Because it's... And I guarantee you, they wanted this because it's attraction people. Like, they don't have tourists. But now it's like wrestling fans that are just shitting on him.
Right. I like hat, coat, leave.
That's great.
And the whole crowd was doing that. The hand
They're all waving at him. Even, okay, Billy Firehawk is comical because he's a literal wrestling promoter who's booked Jeff Jarrett. And he's to boo, like, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Shane Douglas backstage with AJ Styles now. We can't wait to see the Iron Man match. It's about time.
I knew it.
I knew this match would happen.
It had to happen. Why is he doing that? He just had to happen.
This is how he is, man. He hasn't got rid of most of his southern roots yet at this point.
Now, these guys have wrestled on the indies before that, obviously. But they're going
right. But this is their first like big TNA feud.
Yeah, I don't remember them wrestling in the asylum at all against each other.
I don't recall.
In a singles role, at least.
No, I don't think so, dude. You want me? You got me. 30-minute Iron Man match. On my sweat. On my blood. He's running out of shit to say.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to, maybe in the kitchen, saying, Daniels, this belt is more money to you, but this is my passion. I love this belt. I love this business. And to you, this belt is more money. Nice. What if he cut the same promo as Jeff Jarrett?
3-hour epic mega pay-per-view. Here come the Naturals. Let me give you my last note here as the Naturals and their opponents make their way out. Well, I guess let's see who they are first.
Eric Watts.
Eric Watts in a sling, and Cassidy Riley with broken fingers taped up.
Take it out of the Natural.
Okay.
I love how this tag team is injured.
And Eric Watts is wearing a long sleeve shirt and jeans.
There's no way he's wrestling.
This is crazy. Remember last week, Bob, we talked about the celebrity wrestling show in the UK?
Yeah.
Well, it's taping in just a few weeks. Stars Piper. The idea is that there's going to be 12 celebrities, 6 men, 6 women, half trained by D'Lo Brown, the other half trained by Joe E. Legend. Among the celebrities, virtually none of whom are known in the U.S. So it's pretty fun. So we don't know really any of them. Oh, who's coming on? Dustin?
Yep.
Okay, here. So it's Cassidy. It must be Cassidy and Dustin, or like Eric Watts and Cassidy Riley buddies now, because both Raven hurt both of them.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I guess this makes sense. But to continue on quick, they're gonna have these matches in a ring, in a cage, and also on a scaffold.
Oh my God! Someone's gonna die.
Yeah. All the tabloid and gossip magazines have had stories on the show, and they were portraying it as if the matches will be shoots.
Bullshit.
And also, Piper's going to be doing some one-man shows on the road in Vegas and Atlantic City as well. So he's kind of doing all sorts of little things during his breaks from being enforcer in TNA. As Dustin goes right after Chase Stevens to kick us off.
Yeah, he just hip tossed him, atomic dropped him, and punched him right to the net. Here comes Cassidy Riley. who has broken fingers on his left hand. So I'm pretty sure he's right-handed. So that shouldn't maybe be too big of a deal here. Andy Douglas comes in, drop toe hold by Cassidy. And every move Cassidy's doing, he's holding his hand. And then he just smacked him on his broken fingers.
Yes, you just saw Raven break his fingers, and if you're there live, it was probably less than an hour ago. So,
Right. He just
he missed the stomp, and he didn't sell it because he literally missed it.
Yeah. I guarantee you, when he stomped him, Riley had his eyes closed. So even if he wouldn't, but if he had it open, he probably would have sold it.
Yeah, I think so.
Hammer
Scoop
lock.
slam. He's got the broken hand tucked behind his back.
Oh.
Former hotshot tag team partners facing off here as Chase Stevens slammed Cassidy Riley.
Oh, so I texted you this, but thanks to the Brian Turner VHS Rehab YouTube channel, cheap plug, forgot to do it last week.
Great page.
It is a great page. The Naturals did a interesting gimmick. I can't remember the company, but it's Tennessee Indies. The Alternative Express, where they were basically like an emo tag team, and their manager was Athena. Now, when I clicked on the match, because I was like, it was like them against Too Cool, and I had no idea who the Alternative Express was, and I was like, what the fuck? That's Andy Douglas. Oh my god, that's Chase Stevens. It was pretty interesting to see them have a drastically different look than here as the Naturals. Now, I didn't watch the match yet. I plan on it. In fact, I'm planning on reviewing it for the Lost Tennessee Footage Brian Turner VHS Rehab series that I have. Oh, what's this? That's Raven. Raven and Dustin Rhodes are going at ringside now. Oh, Natural Disaster.
Natural Disaster?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Douglas got the cover on Riley, 2, 3. And that makes sense considering Riley is, in fact, a jobber, handsome guy with a broken hand. So I guess that makes sense. Dustin Rhodes not coming in to pull him out to the floor. So, all right, well, the Naturals get a win. Raven's laughing. Haha, got you to lose that one. And now they're still beating up Riley, and then they run away. Oh, Dustin's got a chair. For what? Oh, okay, he's protecting Cassidy. All right, confirmed Raven against Dustin Rhodes for Against All Odds. Well, that's Michael Shane's music. Or because six-man tag.
Okay. Jeff Hammond joining the announce team again, lead analyst. So Kazarian and Michael Shane, who's their partner going to be? No Tracy, by the way, last week and this week with them.
I think she's moving on. Although it could be I'm telling you, it could be a long-term story here where she's trying to get in favor of Dusty, and then we get a bigger push for Shane and Kazarian to influence them. Who knows?
Right. Prime time. I'm assuming they're going to fight 3 Live Crew here.
Oh, I would imagine. Yeah, that's a good point.
I like how some guys in TNA have like videos on the screen and other guys don't.
I'm surprised that Primetime is teaming up with Shane and Kazarian. I thought maybe he was going babyface.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
3 Live Crew.
Or does that mean Conan's actually going to be wrestling? Oh, wait. No.
Yeah, it has to be. There he is.
Is he? Oh, I guess that's his ring gear.
I know, it's hard to say because like his ring gear is so like. Can't you feel that sizzle? BG James wearing the t-shirt under the jersey is hilarious.
Yeah, you're not really supposed to. It's supposed to be like a tank top or wife beater underneath there, not a.
No. Where my dogs at? Where they at?
Yo, Hector Garza got fired, baby. Yeah, and I'm going to be the next star. That's right, Dusty. Viva la raza.
Old Town.
The Cruise Crib instead of the Dog Pound. That's new.
I don't get it.
the crew's crib, dude.
I don't.
This is
get
the
it.
crew's house. Like this is my house. Crew's house.
Okay. 3 live
Ah.
crew.
Crew. Yeah.
Woohoo! Main event time. Let's go.
What?
Okay, you'd only be half right if you thought it was going to be Jeff Hammond's first match. Oh. Okay, so he has competed in steer wrestling with 450-pound steers. So it's going to be his first wrestling match in a ring, match in a ring, but not his first wrestling match because he fought steers.
I thought he was going to say he might be his first wrestling match, but he's been in 400 NASCAR races. That's the same thing as a fight.
Matrix, but pop up, and Conan just drops him back down. Already? We're setting up for the drop off the top already. BG James is like, dude, we got to get closer.
Yeah, there's no way he would have reached it.
Oh, well, he got it there. We don't have too much time left in this show here. We're at 39 minutes, 36 seconds. Oh, we're taking a commercial break. Let's see, 8 minutes, 50 seconds left in the match. Let's see what time it is. It's going to be a little less now.
Commercial is usually about 2.5 minutes. So
8:44.
6. Oh, okay.
3:58. So, yeah, not bad. They don't really screw us as much as you normally think. However, I don't think they did anything during the commercial break time in this match.
It's like they just came back to Killings and Shane just like taunting each other.
Yeah, walking in the ring. Everyone's clapping.
Shoulder block by Shane. Then he stares at him. Comes off the ropes. Leaps over. Leapfrog back around. Now running the ropes. Misses a wild elbow, I guess. Just Killings. But he hits the twisting forearm. Killings has Shane over the shoulder looking for the running power slam. He's going to do the hip thrust. That's not appropriate for 4 p.m., but that's okay. And he drives Shane down to the mat. Is the guy with the shirt gone? He doesn't have the shirt. Is he gone? I don't see him in there. Did he have to put a shirt on, you think?
Oh, you know what? Yes, because the guy above...
He has a black shirt on now.
Yes. Yeah, you saw him. They probably were like, hey, bro, fucking put your nipples away.
The only people not allowed to have shirts on are the wrestlers.
So weird, dude. I want Jeff Hammond to jump into the ring and hit a Hurricane Rana and then a Brainbuster on Michael Shane, just to really show him what he's got.
Belly by suplex Shane, learning that from Shane Douglas back when they were a tag team in mid-2004.
The new franchise.
That's right. I can't wait for Jeff Hammond's wrestling appearance, and then Don and Tenay are forced to freak out when he does a hip toss.
Can you believe this?
Oh my God, Tenay! Can you believe it? Jeff Hammond's hip toss Michael Shane.
Primetime hit a stiff kick on the back of Ron Killick. Goes for the cover, but no. Tags in Kazarian.
Off the ropes. Oh no. He just clothesline Skipper. That might be Skipper's way of becoming a babyface. Big boot by BG James. Dr. Clothesline. Knock Shane off of the apron. Conan getting involved. He's got an armbar? What is he doing? Armbar on or crossface on Skipper. BG. Going for the pup handle. Kazarian drives him down. That should be it. The referee trying to... Oh, Shane with an elbow. I think off the top rope. And then he just shoves Killings to the floor. 1, 2. Kazarian.
Oh, shit.
G. James. Conan the entire time has
left. He's still doing it. He's still doing the submission. Now he's gone to the Rings
of Saturn. This guy's just doing a whole bunch of submissions on Skipper. Conan can't believe it. They lost. Conan, you weren't the legal man. You can't be putting submissions on guys if you're not legally involved.
That was so funny.
Match there. Nice. Asking BG what happened. Kazarian and Shane, they're just going to celebrate. on the floor. Skipper's like, yeah, I did stuff. I was in that move.
I did
submission
stuff.
moves. 2.5 minutes.
Wait a second. Jeff Hammond, he's got to go and check on.
Is he going to tell the referee or something? He is.
He's dropping the elbow.
Do not reverse this decision. I don't have time for.
Oh, they're about to fight Jeff Hammond? Oh, no. He slipped in there. And like,
oh, Jeff Hammond ripped off the shirt. Let's go, baby. Let's go. He's Hulk Hogan. He ripped that off no problem.
That was awesome.
Look at this guy. Holy shit. He's in pretty good shape.
He's like, I wrestled 400-pound steers, so you better watch the fuck out.
He's like, let me take my Rolex off. I'm gonna kick your ass. Let's go. Holy shit. Jeff Hammond's fired up.
That's funny.
That is really funny. Well, that wraps up the show.
Okay.
Oh, Jeff Hammond Mania is
Jeff Hammond Mania.
Fully going on here.
Right. Well, what do you think about that episode, Bob?
I did not hate it. Okay, so now this week I liked some of the booking that we're doing here. We're giving the heels some momentum.
Right.
Which is fantastic. I mean, Kid Kash and Lance Hoyt beating Sabin and Hardy, whether, Hardy getting attacked by Abyss or whatever.
Right.
That was fine. Now, I guess you could say they kind of did like a duplicate thing with like Raven getting involved with Dustin and Abyss getting involved with Hardy. That could probably be seen as kind of lazy. But I'm fine with it. I mean, Candido had a good match, a good win over Siaki.
Mm-hmm.
The Naturals winning, coming out. Now, here's the thing. Coming out of Against All Odds, if they are not going to do a 4-way, which I don't think they're going to do, the Naturals winning here could be a momentum shifter. And, I mean, we have a pay-per-view coming up in March. If AMW were to retain, they've had history with the Naturals, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, the next pay-per-view in March could be a possibility for another showdown with the Naturals, and I would be all on board for that. So.
No, I agree with that. I think that's a really good idea. Cash and Hoyt, they're definitely, the momentum was needed, I think.
That was a credibility builder, I think.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
And we know that they've have been champions before, but I mean, this is such a drastic. Okay, we'll just give you a title shot. They needed a win here to be like, oh shit, okay, they beat Sabin, they beat Hardy. Like, okay, maybe they could do something again here against the champions.
I really enjoy the. Wow, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on.
I really enjoyed the.
Hold on. No, I just totally freaking lost it. What did I really enjoy? Well, I enjoyed the show. Oh, that Dustin is like being friends with all the people that Raven beats up and like injures.
You're enjoying that?
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Why is it funny?
Because Dustin's like, wow, he broke your fingers and he separated your shoulder. I'm gonna help you guys.
He's like a caregiver.
Yeah, yeah.
You get hurt, Dustin Rhodes, he'll take care of you.
Exactly.
I liked the continued advancement here of Nash and Jarrett. Now, of course, the Jarrett promo was just kind of boring, but it was funny in the sense of like the crowd absolutely not turning, just shitting on him, comically at that point. And I feel like very, kind of hidden, I guess. I feel like Nash did say, like, what is going on when Scott Hall was attacking Monty Brown. I don't know if he necessarily liked that.
Yeah, I can't really get a good read on that whole situation.
Yeah, so I kind of like that. That could add potential doubt into the main, like, with Nash and Jarrett. Like, is Scott Hall and Nash on the same page? And, Scott Hall has always been kind of his own guy.
Right.
He's not afraid to necessarily turn on people. So That would be just another added layer to the confusion there. So.
Right. No, definitely.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought like last week's was probably a stronger show, but this was good. This was
yeah, I agree with that. I was gonna say I think last week's I enjoyed a little bit more, but it was good. And I think our build toward Against All Odds is shaping up to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean on paper that card is looking very well rounded and strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
All right, our next episode is the February 4th edition of Impact. Of course, we don't know really any matches going on for that show, but we are only after this week, we're only 2 weeks away from the show taking place on February 13th. So, as Dallas has noted, we do 2 tapings of Impact at a time. So we have one more taping of this, and we're at Against All Odds.
It's crazy.
Which is just great, because, again, I'm actually really looking forward to Against All Odds. I don't know the last time, if ever, I've watched Against All Odds 2005 completely. I really don't know. So, certainly not in the full context of watching the weekly show every time. You know what I mean? So I definitely don't have that for any impacts or any TNA. So I'm really looking forward to it. Des, you got anything else for this week's episode?
I don't think so. I'm just really excited to keep going on here, get to these pay-per-views and see how these stories develop. Will we have a new NWA champion? I don't know. We're going to find out really soon, though.
Will Kevin Nash make all that extra money, or will Jeff Jarrett's love and passion for wrestling overcome the odds?
Against all of them.
Against all of them. All right. Well, until next week for the February 4th Impact. For Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.
3 Live Crew, we be dropping like bang. We still be getting rowdy. 3 Live Crew, we still be bout it. 3 Live Crew, we be dropping like bang. 3 Live Crew, cause we be doing the damn thing. We the 3 Live Crew, and it's me, the beat Jizzle. I'm rocking on that mic, can't you hear that fizzle sizzle? I step into the game yelling orale. From Mexico all the way to the USA. We ass on up and watch them get dropped. 3 Live Crew, through the best, dropping hip hop. Still be getting rowdy. You still be bowdy bowdy. We be dropping like bang. Cause we be doing the damn thing. 3LK, TPG, A to Z. I'm running the game like a PIMP. No me importa lo que digan porque te dije. Yo sigo siendo el número 1. Órale, rip it up, suntan. Now it's time to bring it. Let me hear y'all sing it while the 3 Live swing it. Swing what? Swing it, boom, that goes bang. Oh, you didn't know? That we be doing the damn thing. Still be getting rowdy. And you still be bowdy bowdy. And we be dropping like bang. Cause we be doing the damn thing. Still be getting rowdy. Still be bowdy bowdy. We be dropping like bang. We be doing the damn thing. We be doing rowdy. Bowdy bowdy. Dropping like bang. Doing the damn thing. We be dropping like bang. We still be getting rowdy. We still be bowdy bowdy. We be dropping like bang. Cause we be doing the damn thing. 3 Live Crew, and it's me, the beat Jizzle. I'm rocking on that mic, can't you hear that fizzle sizzle? No me importa lo que digan porque te dije. Yo sigo siendo el número 1. Órale, rip it up, suntan. Bring your ass on up and watch them get dropped. 3 Live Crew, through the death, dropping hip hop. Still be getting rowdy. You still be bowdy bowdy. We be dropping like bang. We be doing the damn thing. I step into the game yelling orale. From Mexico all the way to the USA. 3LK, TPG, A to Z. I'm running the game like a PIMP. Good Lord, now it's time to bring it. Let me hear y'all sing it while the 3 Live swing it. Swing what? Swing it, boom, that goes bang. Oh, you didn't know? That we be doing the damn thing. Still be getting rowdy. And we still be bowdy bowdy. And we be dropping like bang. Cause we be doing the damn thing.